Hello viewers, welcome back. Today I got here the Can-Am Defender and I'm going to be installing the Snowplow. So let's get to it. First I'm going to start by installing the mount. Here's everything that comes in the kit. If you want your paper instructions, go to BRP instructions and type in your part number. I'll show you how to do that. I'll include the part number in the description below as well as a link to some of my favorite tools. Check them out. To get the paper instructions, I'm going to go to BRP, instructions, type in the part number for the mount kit, and click the link for Defender. There are templates here at the bottom if you need them. If your machine has AR protectors, you'll need to check the operation chart in the instructions for trimming, or you can just take them off for the season and reinstall them in the spring. Also, if you have a full aluminum skid plate, you might need to do some extra trimming. Thankfully, I do not have this. Here's my mounting plate. This is the front of the plate, and you can tell the difference because of the long side here and the short side here. On the front, we're going to be using the flange nuts, and on the rear, we're going to be using the flat nuts, but we're going to be using the same bolts. Now we can just lift the mount into place and install the bolts. I'm going to leave everything loose for now until I get the final two bolts and brackets into place. Our long bolts and our brackets are going to be installed in the center holes. I'm going to put the washer on first, then go up through the hole, through the frame, put the bracket on, and then the nut. Now that all the bolts are installed, I'm going to get my impact and tighten it all up. For some reason, the four corner bolts are 12 mils with 13 mil nuts, and the center bolts are 13 mils with 13 mil nuts. Make sure your upper brackets are sitting properly in place. Before I move on, I need to swap out the Fairlead for this Fairlead here with the bigger bottom roller. There's an 8 mil Allen key bolt with a 15 mil nut on the back side. My winch line is being very stubborn here, so I had to take the nut off the back side of this bolt so that my roller can move a little bit. Now I can slide the cable through and install my nut. And just like that, our plow mount is installed. If you're finding this one useful, make sure you smash that thumbs up. And don't forget to check out those links in the description below. Now let's assemble our plow. And here's all the hardware that comes with the plow and push tube. I've set the push tube into place. Now I'm going to slide through a large bolt with a washer. On the other side, I'm going to put a spacer, and then another washer, and then the nut. Before tightening up the two nuts, you want to make sure the spacer here is properly inserted into the frame, and then tighten up the 19 mil nut and bolt. Next, I'm going to install the angle of attack plates. You want to make sure the plates are installed the same direction on each side. Now we're going to install the springs. First, I'm going to take an eye bolt and thread a regular nut just about halfway down. Then install it onto the plow with a lock nut. Now hook your spring and hook it to your push tube. Here's a better look at how I have my angle of attack plate set up. Make sure it's the same on both sides. Once we have the spring in place, I'm going to tighten up the lock nut even on both sides. Don't forget to tighten your angle of attack plates. To install the plow onto the machine, I'm going to pull out some winch line. I'm going to go through the lifting roller. This is only for installing the plow onto the machine. Once it is on, remove this. And then hook it to the front of the frame. And now as I winch in, it'll lift the plow up. I might need to align it a little bit, and then it'll click into place. The plow is now being lifted off the ground by the winch. So I'm just going to take a glance underneath and make sure my prongs there are lined up with the pins of the mount. Once they're lined up, continue winching in. Make sure you unhook your lifting arm. If you haven't done so already, make sure you hit that subscribe button and click up here to check out the next video. This has been my plow install on the Can-Am Defender. Ride safe.